a second.
All right.
Just a second. Okay, I'm ready whenever. Oops.
Are we
I'm
on
ready
now?
whenever you are.
Yes, we're on now.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and call 5:33 is what I have the time for the Public Safety Committee meeting Thursday, June 4th, 2020 at 5:30. So first off, we have the approval of the minutes. So did everybody get the minutes from May 6th, 2020 and review? Yep. And Kevin, was
Looks
there
pretty
anything,
accurate.
because we had, okay. I was going from my notes, and I know you and I had discussed kind of doing multiple notes, so I wanted to make sure I
had
didn't
some
forget
brief
anything
notes.
if we needed.
Yeah, yours were way better than what I had anyway, so. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure nothing was left out. Okay, perfect.
Nope.
All right, so no changes with that then? Okay, and
Yep.
anyone
If that's okay, I
anyone
would
want
go
to?
ahead and make a motion to approve those, but.
Perfect. Yes. Would you like to make a motion to approve it?
Right on. So you betcha, I move to approve the Public Safety Committee meeting minutes from Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. As
I will second.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. And then all those in favor? Judy, Kevin,
I,
Misty, aye. Okay, no opposed? Then minutes passed from May 6, 2020. Awesome.
excellent.
Okay. And is there any public input or received any information for the
No.
Public Safety Committee? None? Okay.
No.
And then before we go to number 3, the discussion of safety survey, can I add to the agenda for just kind of an update with Sergeant Denham on what's going on? Would that be okay with everyone?
I would enjoy that.
Perfect. Sergeant Denham, thank you so much for joining us.
Define what's going on.
Well, I guess where are we at with calls, and it seems like the COVID, step, we're in phase 1, looks like going into phase 2. So just where are we at with calls and any kind of COVID related crimes or things going on?
We've got nothing COVID related except for
Okay.
except for the park issue, and that seems to
Right.
have resolved itself
Yes.
with a couple of arrests. We haven't had anything since the second person was arrested. So
Okay.
fences, to my knowledge, the fences remained up. I mean, other than around the picnic benches and pavilion area, they had removed a small section of it so they could go sit down. And I think we just came to the determination that those tables were far enough apart to where that wasn't going to be an issue. So it was just removed.
Okay. I see.
But yeah, nothing at the playground area. And that's the only COVID related stuff that we've had, period.
Okay.
And then we haven't really seen anything in town other than some rumoring as far as the issues that are going on right now. So
Right.
we've had people in place to watch. I stayed last night through the end of the South Lane Fire meeting down in Cottage Grove there were some rumors that some folks may descend on Creswell and Cottage Grove, and they had a few kind of both in support of and against down in Cottage Grove, but nothing, like 10 max or something like that. So it wasn't as the big threats of Antifa people and gatherings coming down to make a big stink kind of died out. We had zero anything in Creswell, so I'm thinking that some of the anger is starting to peter out as far as destructive anger, and then now the communications can begin.
Well, that's great.
And otherwise crime is the same as it always is. Really hasn't, nothing's really skipped a beat recently. So traffic is picking up. So we've got more and more and more traffic almost every day. And I would guess that starting on Monday, because people will probably just kind of wash tomorrow, but starting Monday, we'll probably start to see a lot more morning and evening traffic with people going back to work.
Sure. Okay. Does anybody else want to ask any questions? No. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay. So discussion of safety survey. So this was something that I believe, Michelle, you had brought up at the budget committee meeting, I think.
Yeah, about doing another survey once we get into the new fiscal year, or do you want to put one out before then?
Well, if I understood, if my memory's correct, it was that there could be one in the fall.
Yeah.
To kind of reassess where people's feelings were with the survey.
Right.
Is that right?
Right. But you'll have a decision to make on the 8th of June here. So on Monday, we'll be approving the budget, as well as the contract and the public safety piece. So we have a very short time frame to do a survey before that time.
Oh, yes, no. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah.
Unless we put it off.
Well, that's
we could put it off for a while, right?
That's something that the city council could decide to do. I know Sergeant Harold will be here to give you his view on that. We'll be getting additional information that's found out today electronically to you on the packet. So you'll have additional information in the packet. Yeah, if in fact you should decide to go with 3 at the beginning of the year, you can always do a survey after you have that decision. But I think it's a little early to know what the city council is going to go at this time.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I think that was all I had with the safety survey. I just wanted the clarification of exactly that, what the thought process was with that.
Yeah, it's just the thought that we can always do another survey, anytime you like, we can put another one together.
Okay. Well, and I think we had talked about, because it was really between that 1 and 2, I remember, of the survey numbers, the percentage. Mm-hmm. So that could have been something at another date as well.
Very true.
For even at second one.
That's true. Yeah.
So
yeah, if you decided to go ahead with the 4th deputy this time, it would be really smart to put another survey after, everyone has a chance to settle into the new seat, to see if they're willing to take that next step in reality.
So I'm sorry, Michelle, I missed most of what you just said.
I'm sorry, is my mic?
Yours keeps cutting out for some reason, Michelle.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm right next to.
So that the whole last part of it.
I'm in my office right next to a noisy street, so I have a lot of traffic days on college days. Yeah, I was just agreeing with Chair Inman that if in the fall you wanted to do another associated, that fifth deputy is something that the people still support, that's a really good idea.
I think waiting to see what the city council is going to do first is probably a smarter thing to do instead of spinning our wheels of something that,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, but you do have the option.
Absolutely.
You do have
Oh,
options if
okay.
you decide to do that, yeah.
And then, okay, was there anything else around that safety survey? Or I should say potential.
I also included the survey results in the packet for city council to consider.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, because some of them said that they hadn't seen it and they really would like to see
okay.
those results. Maybe that was budget committee members, because I thought you shared it with them, but I could be wrong. I'm not taking bets on anything now. But yeah, so the complete survey is also included in the agenda packet for Monday.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Sure.
And then was there anything else anybody else wanted to add before going to next steps or items for next agenda?
You guys want to talk about National Night Out type stuff?
Yes, let's do that.
As I evaluate the fact that the governor will probably not let us go to phase 3 prior to August, I think rather than trying to do something that involves a large gathering at the park, that maybe I'll shift focus with the group of people that I work with to and work with the city to probably try to make suggestions and push that into neighborhoods with the promise that, hey, if you've got a particular street that you want to have a gathering on, we can probably look to close that to through traffic to people that don't live on that street, and maybe provide a barrier or something like that to assist with that closure for that couple of hours, and encourage blocks to get together and have a little barbecue thing with our deputies and stuff, going and visiting them with prizes or handouts or whatever, and then maybe have a neighborhood watch kind of coordinator person with us in those as we go to those areas. That may be an option for us to do to try to spread people out, but still have something that we can identify. I don't think we have enough neighborhood watch group areas yet to singularly have neighborhood watch try to coordinate those. But if we can get groups to sign up with us and say, hey, we're going to have something, even if it's only 2 or 3 families, we'll still visit. If we have a list of those and we can get our people out, depending on how many deputies I have. If I have 4, then we'll have 5 of us out and about. Say if we have 3 deputies, and we'll have 4 of us out and about. But that's an option to kind of muddle around.
We do have a permit for block parties.
Yeah, and we can help, to make it uncumbersome. If they contact us, we can probably help them with that process.
Yeah, I like the idea, and I think that if we have even, if we know for sure that's the way we're word out into the neighborhood watch groups that do exist, and then onto the Facebook page and see what kind of response we get, kind of get a feel for maybe how other neighbors might be, if they're willing to participate and such. So yeah, totally good with that. And that kind of makes me think of another thing too, because on the Public Works Committee, we had the public Public Works Day thing that I guess will probably wind up going the same route of and be, or maybe even be canceled. Is that right?
Yeah, we're planning on canceling it next year, or well, this coming July.
Should she be the case? So.
Everybody still there?
Yes.
Still here?
Oh, okay, well, thank you
I
for
do
that.
all day long. I'm on Zoom calls all day.
Well, when they freeze up, it's hard to know if like you're still talking or not. So I kind of pause to make sure there's time. Okay. Well, perfect. Thank you for that update about the National Night Out. And then the other thing that we did too have is on our committee charge was to charge B there that we put on hold. And we could still leave that on hold with the calculation, the methodology.
Yeah, I thought that was dead.
Oh, I thought it was on possible future, but.
I thought it was dead too.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think it is.
You think it is? All right.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Okay. Well, then let me switch that. Okay. So, next steps. It seems like right now, that if A and B charge are done, and then C's still kind of on the works depending on what the National Night Out looks like. I don't know if there's other topics.
If I can just jump in here, with the phase
Please
two,
do.
thank you. With the phase two that we're going to, we can start having these committee meetings in person in the city council chambers and not doing them this way
Okay.
anymore. Because we can
Okay.
invite the public up there. And so, and I think we can space everybody far apart at the dais. We probably can't do city council meetings that way, but we should be able to do, you know, the committee meetings with the 3 counselors and a couple of staff people. That should work.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, Michelle, what is the, there's going to be an increase of group gatherings, correct, with the phase two?
Correct. I want to say it's going to be 50 indoors, 100 outside, and 250 in church.
Oh, okay.
We still have to maintain the 6-foot separation, but only in groups. So if a family comes together, they can sit together, but they have to be 6 feet from everybody else.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't believe she's listed playgrounds.
No, we've had an extensive discussion about that, and they just are not going to budge on playgrounds. Playgrounds are not going to be available until phase 3, and phase 3 will not be open until we have a vaccine. That is the latest from the state. And we have worked through Wildy's office. We've worked through the county. We've tried to talk our way up to the top. I had a meeting today with the mayor and Marty Wildy's staff. And we're just, nobody's having it. Yeah, I don't quite understand the thinking, but they're saying you can't maintain children 6 feet apart. but I saw that there's a church who's going to open their nursery and for toddlers. And I'm like, well, that's not going to be 6 feet apart. And kids aren't 6 feet apart at the store, and they're not going to be 6 feet apart necessarily if they're playing on the grass. And yeah, I don't know what we're going to do for movie night. I don't know what we're going to do for our meals in the park. I have no idea what the idea is behind that, but very clearly no basketball and no playgrounds.
Huh, interesting.
I'm surprised that I haven't seen other cities closing their playgrounds because well, yeah, you guys, big lawsuit waiting to happen.
Well, they're supposed to be closed, and we got a letter today or a briefing today from our insurance that said they will not insure anyone who doesn't follow all of the governor's orders.
Wow. Okay. So next steps, what would be some items on the agenda if we were to meet in July?
I would think you'd want to flesh out the National Night Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
National Night Out, anything else?
That it might be kind of an interesting conversation because we will have the July 4th by then, hopefully, and we'll see how we manage through that. So we might get some good tips on things people might like to do for National Night Out.
Yep.
Sure. Okay, sounds good. And then, so if we're looking at July's calendar, we have, does Mondays or Thursdays work best?
Either.
Okay.
I don't
Judy,
have a
does-
preference.
Okay.
I'm usually good for either two.
Okay. So we would have July 6th or July 20th, which would be a Monday.
Let's do the
I
20th.
Sounds like earlier might be better. Sorry.
I'll be in Texas on the 20th.
Oh, well,
Okay.
then 6.
We could do the 6th. Well, and then maybe
The
it might
6th
be
might,
fresh with the 4th of July.
yeah, or I might be dead.
No.
Thursday then, Michelle.
Or do we want to do it Thursday the 9th?
I'd rather have a little bit of time, get myself together. Oh yeah, the 9th would work for me.
Yeah.
Would that work better for you?
It would for me.
Okay, and everybody
I'm
else?
done.
July 9th,
Yeah.
Thursday?
Yep, that will work.
What about perfect. And what about the time? Is 5:30 okay, or would we want to do 6?
5:30 works for me.
Works for me.
And me.
And you? Michelle?
Yeah, that works great. And we'll be an in-person meeting.
Yes, if everybody's comfortable with that.
I'll have to put on my nice shirt.
You got to put on pants. Forget about the shirt.
I wasn't going to go there.
All right, so the date for our next meeting would be July 9th. It's a Thursday at 5:30, and that will be at City Hall. So nothing else to add, then I'm going to adjourn the meeting
Can I suggest one more thing? Sorry to
Yes.
interrupt.
That's okay.
I think it might be good, if on the 8th, if you want to
Mhm.
survey that the item comes before the city council decision on the contract and the public safety fee, if you make a request that the mayor gives you a charge.
So I'm gonna repeat that back to you, Michelle, because I'm not for sure if I heard all of that. So at the
Sounds like a drive-through.
June 8th.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. At the June 8th meeting to request a new charge with the mayor?
Yeah, for the survey in the fall.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, anything else before we end our meeting?
Good to see you all.
You too? Okay. Well, I didn't hear a lot of words there, so we're gonna go ahead and end the meeting at 5:59.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you all.
Thanks. Have a good evening.